As you prepare your bird for Thursday's feast, we want to make sure that it is moist and juicy and just oh so good.
Kind of looks perfect like this one behind us, right? So Melanie has turned into the experts at frying turkeys in particular. She's joining us live at Copeland's. Mel, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. So let me tell you, Copeland's is busy. In fact, I hear the business is up 35% this year, huh?
It's been a great year so far. Yeah.
All right. So Andrew's with us. He's the owner of Copeland's. Here's the thing. People want to have a juicy bird. I think frying is a bit complicated, but walk us through what you do before this baby even gets in the oil.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So first thing is we use a 12 to 14 pound turkey. If you try to fry a really large turkey, it can be a little difficult. So that's a good size for us. And the first thing you want to do is after you unwrap it, is just a lot of times I'll stuff the giblets and the innards in here, so you want to make sure you get those out.
Okay.
And you want to make sure there's no ice or any frozen pockets in here so that it's ready to be injected.
Okay.
And then we inject it with a flavor marinade. This is similar to what you do when you brine something,
right.
But it's an internal brine, so it has salt and other seasonings in it. We don't make it spicy, but it just has a lot of flavor.
Right. So you are going to inject it versus like letting it sit there for 24 hours. Is that a better idea to inject versus just kind of sticking it in the brine and letting it stick in the fridge?
Definitely a submerged brine can work for a turkey. A turkey's a really large kind of a piece of meat. So if you're brining something like a pork loin, you get good surface area in a brine. We like to inject it because it puts the marinade right into the meat. Yeah, and then you marinate it a day or two, and it really helps it be flavorful and moist.
All right, perfect. Okay, so where are you going to put the injection?
So the largest piece is in the breast. So we go a couple injections into the breast, and you can see it just kind of fill up there.
Ooh,
so you make that part.
Okay. That's tough.
Also, we cook the seasoning to extract the flavor. If you leave all the seasonings, the herbs and aromatics in it, sometimes it'll clog your injector.
Oh, okay.
So
so this is a nice strained brine.
Yep. So
all right.
So it's just filling up like that.
It is. Okay, so there you go. And you're going to let it sit for about 24 hours, right?
24 to 48, and then we fry it up.
All right. Okay, well, let's go see what's next. All right. So we have these babies that are almost done, and they are looking good right now, but Bobo is here with us now. So Bobo, we have a brined bird. Everything's been injected. What do you do next?
So next, first of all, you're gonna make sure that exactly after the brine, the turkey is a little bit wet around the surface.
All right, a little wet.
And so that the flour, once you put the flour on it, it can stick on it.
Stick on there, okay.
Yes. So it goes in the flour, and you rub the flour all around it.
You want to get that in the cavity as well?
You got to make sure it goes in because you want to protect all those areas.
Wow.
So the flour, what the flour does, it protects the skin from burning. That's not, you don't want. So make sure that the bird is all the way coated with flour.
All right, then you're going to shake the excess off, and is that it?
Go inside.
Get it inside, okay.
Make sure you get all the excess out.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, so that is the next step. Oh, where are you going? Okay, go ahead. All right. And then eventually this baby is going to go in the oil. So coming up during the 9 o'clock hour, we are going to talk about how you're going to store this turkey just in case you have leftovers and some other things that you need to know. We'll also talk about how long these cook because that's important as well.
Mark, thank you. Thanksgiving is inching closer and closer, and it's probably time to start preparing the spotlight on the main part of the feast, the turkey.
Because sometimes it has to defrost for like days. I've made that mistake before. So while the turkey is definitely the highlight of the holiday dinner, that means you really want to get it right. Don't make any mistakes. So Mel is joining us live from Copeland. Mel, I actually saw you sneak in a few bites of the turkey there just to make sure it was right.
Caught her.
I was caught. I mean, look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. And I did take a little sample, and it is delicious. And here it is before it's actually cut. So there is something to this. You know, this is definitely formulaic, and you have to think about the oil and how warm it is. So Bobo, who's been doing this here at Copeland since 1999, I was just a baby then. Just kidding. Talk to me about, you know, you set a very specific temperature for that oil.
Yeah, it's got to be 340. I mean, you don't want to burn the bird. At 340, you get perfect crispy around the skin. Anything below, it's a slimy bird.
If you do have that slime, because we actually had that happen in our house before, can you stick it back in, or are you just in trouble?
You gotta make sure that you check the temperature of your oil. You have to put raise the temperature up, and yes, refry it again.
And refry it. Okay, all right. Nobody wants to do that, so keep that oil. And you said it drops a little bit when you put the bird in, but then you want to monitor it and get that temperature back up.
Exactly. You know, it's a cold bird. Remember, you're taking it from 40. In a hard grease. Of course, with 4 birds in a fryer, it brings the temperature down. Then you gotta monitor again to bring the temperature back up to 340. You maintain it at that temperature.
All right, got it. What about carving? Walk us through that just a little bit, because I always, that's a big job.
Of course, it's a big job. So to carve the turkey, honestly, you have to go from in between the 2 breasts. Cut those the breast, both breasts out, and remove the legs. And from there, you work your hands through it. And the breast part, you have to use a knife to go through it.
Okay.
So as you can see...
That's where you get the really pretty pieces.
Exactly.
But then there's always the fight over who gets the legs.
Of course.
Which for me, I actually like the wing. I don't know. It's just something about...
I prefer the breast. Most people like the dark meat.
Like the dark meat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then as far as storing it, I mean, is this something you can freeze if you don't get through all the turkeys?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, after you finish, make sure you use a vacuum sealed bag.
Okay.
You seal it perfectly. You can store it in your refrigerator, in your freezer. Then before you consume it, leave it in the refrigerator until it gets to that 40 degrees.
Okay, so cool it in the refrigerator and then you can freeze it.
Absolutely.
Because I think, I do a lot with my turkey afterwards, but you just can't keep it in the refrigerator for a week.
No.
Because then you have an issue.
Yeah, exactly. You make sure you freeze it. You freeze it first, then put it inside the refrigerator to defrost. To defrost.
So I was doing some Facebook Lives, and a lot of people were asking me, can you still order in case you have no desire to do your own bird?
Absolutely. We still have, Thanksgiving Day is kind of, I think, we are pretty booked. However, like I said, we cook those, we cool them down properly. We still have Tuesday, Wednesday slots available if you want cold turkeys. And also on Thanksgiving Day, we're gonna have an area where we're gonna sell just cold turkeys.
Okay.
No hot available that day. However, we're gonna have cold available. You're just gonna have to drive in. And
so you don't have to order that one.
You can. The slots are closed online, so you have to come in.
Oh, wow.
And if
you're gonna gamble, that's a gamble.
It's a first come first serve.
Okay.
Like I said, we ordered 2,000 turkeys for this year.
So I mean, you said definitely much higher than years past, 35% up.
Absolutely, 35% up. Thanks to the community. The community, they've been very supportive of us. So really very appreciative of that.
All right, Bobo, thank you so much. Let's just take a look, because it does come with all the sides. If you do want to purchase it here, you got your cornbread dressing or stuffing, your mashed potatoes and gravy, the green bean casserole. You have a bunch of things to choose from if you're not into actually frying your own bird. But if you are, you definitely have the tips here on the morning show to make sure that it comes out perfect. And we'll get these pieces on newsforjax.com so that you can take some tips and make sure that you know what you're doing this year. For now, we are live in Copeland's, another Thanksgiving down. And Vic, I've got your back. That one,
I know,
I think, is going to me, and I'll get a little one for you.
Just a little bit. That's all I need. And ask Chef Bobo if maybe he does house calls. Maybe we could just invite him over, hang out.
You've
Seems
just
like
been
a good
hired
guy to
as
be
a
around.
private chef for the morning show. All right, we'll get some donations to make sure he gets paid, though, Vic. But I got you.
Obviously.
I was gonna pay.
Steal me some green beans. That's my absolute favorite.
Okay.
That's all I ask.
Gotcha. I got you, Lauren.
You're the best, Mel. Thank you.